Okay, hi. I totally just got beaten by Jonah, fair and square, in Connect Four. I'm amazed.
Oh,
See how this game is going with Noah and Jonah.
anyways, nobody's winning right now.
Well, while they're doing that, I'm going to do a Kung Fu challenge. And the Kung Fu challenge. So Adriana Lee from the Boston Chinatown blog is learning Kung Fu, and she said I should do a Kung Fu challenge. And I realized there's actually a traditional Kung Fu challenge called Bat Yat Hong, which is 100 days. So if you think about it, 100 days is a little bit over 3 months, so it's similar to boot camp. Most boot camps are 3 months. So the idea is you train for 100 days, and you are changed after these 100 days of training. You have sort of metamorphosized into a powerful Kung Fu person. And in our system, that training is secret. So I'm not teaching the secret, but if you want to know the secret, it's basically like horse stance for 100 days, all right? Horse stance for two hours or whatever, or something, there's a little secret behind that, but something similar to that. That's not what we're doing. If you want to do 100 horse stance for 100 days, go ahead. We're going to do something different. It's the holiday season. And I'm going to basically teach Sapji. Sapji means the number 10. The form is Sapji Chun Samkun, which means the number 10, the symbol for the number 10, which is the cross. All right? And it's didn't have a religious connotation, but since I'm also teaching at a Catholic-run school, I figured why not just put that in there, and the full form is called the cross penetrating the heart fist. So we'll take the idea of the Bat Yat Hong and the cross, and since I'm teaching at Nativity, they have this new concept, not a new concept, but it wasn't there when I went there, but Magus of every day thinking of what you could do for God. So whether you're Christian or not, or religious or not, I'm just putting all those concepts together to make 100 days of practicing different Kung Fu techniques and trying to be intent while you're doing it. So we're going to start. So every day we're going to do a few techniques that you can learn easily. So we're going to start with the opening. So you hold your hands straight out. So even in this, you're focusing, you relax, and you let your hands drop. When you let your hands drop, you feel the power of your hands slapping against your thighs, the power of just gravity and being relaxed, of not holding your technique back. That translates into any kind of punch or whatever. You don't want to be tensed up, and the punch, the power doesn't really go through to the end. It goes, it just stays in your body. It doesn't transfer into the opponent. So even this measuring, a lot of times we do this in class to make sure, are you, 2 arm lengths away from the person next to you so that you won't hit them by accident. All right, so even that is part of a technique. So relaxing, boom. All right, so your right hand is a fist, your left hand is a palm. I'm going to do it reverse from you so you can follow along. All right, I'll do both sides. So you start on this side and you bring it around a circle
No, I forgot.
to your shoulder. And when I learned, they broke this into numbers, counts. So it's 1, 2, 3. All right, let's try that on the other side. 1, 2. See how much smoother on this side because this is the side I'm going on. 3. Right fist, left palm. So that's all I'm going to teach today, but let's go over that. So what are some of the uses of that? This is a circular motion. You could use it to block, and this is a strike. You could use this hand to support this hand, to step into hit. In the old days, this is how you'd say hi. You'll see this on Chinese New Year. but that could, so you could go right from that, boom, right into a strike if you need to defend yourself. You're also swinging your elbows here. You can use those as strikes. So there's applications for all these techniques, but we're actually just going to be focusing on learning it as you would learn it in a school without applications, just following along. But I'll just talk about them, but it's not really what I'm focusing on. So here, 1, 2, 3. And so this is round. I'm not hyper-extending my arms. I'm not super tense, but I am putting power. I'm imagining if someone's pushing down here or pushing up. And even though I'm standing, I'm still, even though you're in a standing position, you're learning to, you still sort of get into a stance. And if something happens, probably on the street, you're not going to be able to, I get into a stance first and then fight. It's probably just going to, happen. You're going to be standing there, something goes down, and you just sink down. Whatever it is, whatever the technique is, whatever's closer. Let's try that again. So 1, 2, 3. And you can even hold that like a yogic pose for a while. And let's try that on the other side. I'm just doing it on both sides. You want to do it right hand palm, left hand, right hand, fist, left hand palm. But if you're left-handed, maybe this other way is more comfortable for you. And as you can see, there is a bit of an elbow there. Alright, I think you might want to just do that at first, but we're going to go on to the second half. So from here, double fist back, over your right shoulder. So let's try that on the other side. It's double fist back. Right. So if we add that together, it's 1, 2, 3. And then double fist back, 4. So this is similar to having a guard up. Like in boxing, you have it really close, but this one, you want to stop it a little bit earlier. It's kind of similar to the old Irish way of boxing. Like when you have that for Notre Dame, you have the Fighting Irish. It's a little bit out more because you're not wearing gloves and you can strike like that. Right? And with two hands, one can block, one can strike, or your hands can be acting more like a club. If your hands were bound, you could use your hands like a club. Alright? Let's do that again, adding it all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so the next technique from here is 5. So this is just going back, swinging back. Someone's behind you, hit them in the groin. You'll see this move in Bruce Lee's, what was that movie? Jingmo Wood. When he can't go into the park and he steps and there's two people here. He's like, So think of it like that, having two people in the groin. So from here, back. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we'll do it on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and then from 5, hands come up. When I was taught, you actually just swing your hands up, and you could also use this as a kind of punch, half of a pow, half of a tune. It's more obvious when you do it with one hand, but it could work with two. And that's good too, to be able to throw, even if you don't get down in a stance, and your hand isn't like either caught like this, or like this, or like this, just from here. Right? So 5, 6. So this is your stereotypical traditional Kung Fu hand position here. You can argue, a lot of people argue, oh, that's not as useful. It's kind of archaic or, old and useless. But you're protecting your lower part, the ribs, to protect this part. You move. And this, again, obviously there are other moves where your hands are up, right? Most of the time when if you see like a kickboxing video when they train in horse stance, they'll have their hands up, more like boxing. This is your stereotypical one. I like to use it still when teaching, just to give someone a place to put their hands, and I will not negate that it's useful. You won't go around like this. You're not going to walk around town running like this. You're more likely to run like this, right? Or if you're walking, you're more likely to have your hands down. So it is probably more useful to be able to throw from here. But don't negate. When you do this, your back is straight. You engage your muscles. You engage your chest. You can also engage your bicep a little bit. So there's uses for it. Maybe more similar to use like practicing qigong and yoga definitely than fighting in the ring, but don't knock it. It's been around for a long time. So here, let's go through that whole thing one more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do it on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so that's the opening. It is a lot of information to take in at once. But Adriana was working on the opening, so I wanted to show it. And we'll learn a few techniques each day. It's not really the way to learn is to do one technique over and over and over and over and over again. But for the purposes of the 100 Days Magis Kung Fu Challenge, we're going to learn a few techniques every day. Yeah, and just practice it often. Right? Keep practicing. I hope you can pick something up from that and ready for the next technique. We're going to go for 100 days.